I just got up. So, this is what's going on out there, so you understand. There's a massive group screaming their asses off as loud as they can to cover up another group's voice. You have she-males running around talking for us. That would be Blaire White. But Blaire White at least has some semblance of intelligence, even though he's not really all that intelligent. He really doesn't understand that his group isn't transsexual at all. He's a GNC. I understand this because I know medical science. It's simple. But what we have is we have others running around calling themselves trans role models. Well, one of them in that group is a dog fucking pedophile, Mr. Tommy J. Wasserberg. So you have that going on. You have the denying of science, which is constantly being done by retards that have no clue. I've shown you this so many times. There's 2 cluster sizes and densities. Only 2. There's no such thing as non-binary. Now here's another thing, and I'm going to let all of you borns know this. Cis, trans, is a prefix. It comes from Roman. And we use Latin prefixes in science. The prefix cis-trans is used mostly in biochemistry in isomer bonding. Cis is to keep its normal state, where trans transitions into another state, making, even though the chemical, the elements in the chemicals are the same, they have different reactions because of the fact that one of them has a double bond and that's a trans bond. And it twists the compound's structure in such a way that it reacts differently now. So that's what cis-trans stands for. But a lot of people have used it, in fact I have myself, as a insult. Especially to rude little ass males that just have an SY on the end of it and they instantly flip the fuck out. But regardless of that, it should not be a word that you use. You don't understand it, they don't understand it, so why use it? Oh, because you want to sound more intelligent than somebody else? You really don't. So here I am, I just got up. It's still kind of dark outside. You can see it's not really daylight yet. It's still very dark. Well, not very dark, but it's dark. And the only reason I have light in here is because I have 1,000 watts rolling over there. And the switch's getting kind of big. We clone some clones off her and throw her into bloom. She's not going to be enormous or anything, but we had some setbacks. Working at the room upstairs. So, anyways, when you decide to push your views on other people without any kind of evidence showing the facts, it's basically hearsay that should be dismissed immediately. Everything that Blaire says should be dismissed immediately. They show no actual scientific facts to anything they say. Whereas I'll back it completely with science. And science does not get outdated. It doesn't have any kind of, oh, that's opinion. No, it's not opinion. You don't have an opinion. If you try to push an opinion on them, you'll be discredited. And you'll lose everything. So you can't sit there and say, oh, that's just opinion. It's not. So here's the truth. They have a cluster that has 2 sizes and densities. It doesn't vary away from those 2. That is gender identity. You can tell the sex of any species animal by the number of those clusters, including humans. So sufficiently so that you can basically guarantee it. So let me understand something. If there's two sizes, and this is neuroevolution, there's two sexes, there's two sizes. Do you get that? Male, female. Neurally male, neurally female. Now sometimes they may go backwards. And you have a trans female or a trans man. Like Calvin Garral. That's my little brother. You can tell he's a man. He acts like a man. Then you watch Milo Stewart, who is definitely not male. It's like, damn. Who, they have some perverse problems that I just can't deal with. I mean, necrophilia and pedophilia, yeah, no, I can't deal with all that. I don't like pedophiles. And having people running around that are pedophiles in the trans groups saying that they're trans women and this, that, and the other thing, let me put it this way. Lexi Kane is a fucking fake. Okay? That is a not transsexual female. That's a she-male. That's a man that takes hormones. But you let them write and talk about everything, and you have no clue about how we really are. The only one that we have out there that you hear anything from is Jazz Jennings. And she's too small and stupid to be able to say what needs to be said. A&E is only worried about sensationalism, and they don't really give a fuck about the trans people. They're just wanting about the bottom line of how much money they make. Now, yes, I have no makeup. I haven't even done my hair. I'm still in a nightgown. But regardless of this fact, I'm going to sit here and talk to you about this because it really needs to be done. If you have someone forcing pronouns down your throat that aren't he, she type pronouns, then just throw a bird up and say, fuck off. Canada needs to shut their fucking mouth, straighten out their fucking stupid law that's absolutely dumb shitted as possible. And Canada, if you don't straighten out your law, some of these Americans and I are going to get together and rape your wallet. Basically like this. I'll take you. I'll have you dragged down here to explain yourself and why you fuck up everything. Not that we didn't fuck up and have a retard as president, but Trudeau seems to be just as big a retard as Trump, just in the opposite direction. He's more like a lily liver bend over and give it to everybody. You know, oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, let's make that law. Oh, God, that's okay, let's make that law. Oh, Jesus, I have no, let's make that law. Really? So anything and everything that anyone says to you, you're going to make that part of this new human rights law because a bunch of feminists want to screw up men and want to screw up transsexual females? Really? So you're just going to let them muddle up the waters a little bit and make it absolutely impossible for people in the Southeast to have any kind of decent life. I think you need to go on ahead and start begging apologies to those that you have raked over the coals. You've raked them over the coals because why? Because you're a lily-livered sissy ass. And you bend over and let everyone have a pop at you whenever they get all upset and want some special law made. Whereas Trump, he just fucks up and lets the evangelists get their way. And then talks shit because he's too stupid to realize that what he's doing. So, you know, he needs to be going his own way. And to do, you need to be replaced with someone with a little bit bigger backbone. They can say, hey, look, this doesn't fit science, and this doesn't fit that, and this guy Yannick is a man. We're not going to sit here and sue these poor girls for some weirdo fucking pervert that wants to goddamn have women touch his crotch. Face it, Yannick, you're an ugly man. You're a disgusting, filthy, perverted man. And you can come after me if you want to. You get your ass hurt real bad in the courts. Trust me. Because I don't go down easy. And I'm an actual real trans. Unlike a lot of these fakes. Oh, the trans numbers are going up, skyrocketing. It's because people are finally coming out. No, it's because people want to take part in the trans experience. Why don't you take a part of my experience and have your throat cut, be raped, have your teeth knocked out your fucking head? How about getting beaten every single day as a child? Take those experiences, please. Please take them away. Because I really want them to go. What are you thinking in your heads when you think being trans is a wonderful thing? Oh, we'll be all under the trans umbrella, like this other idiot over here that I said, oh, I don't think one bad apple. There's tens of thousands of them motherfuckers. They're every fucking where. If you knew the fucking truth, which thank you so much for being so diligent. No, that's a kiwi farmer. Yeah, I am. It didn't take much to turn me into one. All I had to do is run into one of my actual, real sisters. You know, one that's a transsexual. And an admin. And she showed me everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I started getting sick to my stomach. Thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of them. All of them as sick and perverted and disgusting as the next. One of them went on to talk to a girl and said, you're going to think I'm a pedophile. And she's like, why's that? Well, because my stepsister raped me and she's 8 years old. She goes, really? He goes, yeah, she made me lick her down there. And went on to explain it. Well, the girl was appalled and called the police, had the police come over there, and they looked at the messages, got copies of it, and then went and arrested him, and he was serving 15 years now, even though he'd been on hormones for 2 years. I'm sure his cellmates is having a lot of fun now, even though they are kind of fat. So, you have literally tens of thousands of perverts running around. I mean, you have Yannick that's not even on hormones, didn't have the surgery, and is running around looking for tampon strings and little naked girls. You have Tommy Tudor, who goes around in these groups looking for young teen trans kids to bring back to his house for sex slavery and slave work. But that's okay. Because, you know, hey, the more the merrier, and just, okay? It's like this. They raped a 13-year-old girl, and then over the years made it sound like she was almost 16, wants to lower the age of consent to 9. Are you starting to get the picture here? Transsexuals don't need any more bullshit. But that's all these groups and clusters do. Oh, non-binary is real. You can't. No, I can and I will. Because non-binary is not real. Non-binary is as fake ass gets. So let's get that clear right now. You cannot just make up your own wishes. There has to be some kind of scientific proof behind it or it's invalid. And there is no scientific proof behind non-binary. In fact, there's proof against it there, okay? So do get, neurologically, there's no non-binary bullshit. There's no such thing as non-ops being transsexuals. They separated the three groups for a reason, and you're wanting to muddle them up? You're full of shit. All of you. And if you're sitting there pushing this agenda, you're not trans, you're an enemy to the trans.